Theo Caricino has more money than sense. Dorothy Estes is a force of nature, and I'm just glad to be here. Speaking for Dorothy, you honor us with your applause and your respect, but we would turn that back on you. For everything we accomplished at UTA, we accomplished through you. You brought purpose and meaning to our professional lives. Also gave us the urge to kill. The elevator in Ransom Hall was a piston. You might ooze to your death. You would never plummet. I got off that elevator one morning. To my right stood a brilliant photographer, photo editor, female. Other end of the hall, in the middle of the hall, stood the editor, good editor, male. They were shouting at each other. I don't have a problem. You have a problem. There was an adjective in there. It was harsh. I backed onto the elevator, let the doors close. Went to the student center for the rest of the morning. And thus was born a management style. How many times has a shorthorn changed the course of history? Well, let me give you 3. Years ago, we had a contest to design a logo. The university was in the midst of what proved to be a 40-year identity crisis. The winning logo was UTA, sans serif type, inside 3 concentric circles. It looked like a bullseye. The shorthorn sneered. Dr. Netterman took those sketches, put them in his desk drawer. They were still there when he retired. Years later, nobody ever saw them again. Mark England, at a reception, happened to see blueprints lying on a table, haphazardly exposed. They were detailing the extension of the street behind Texas Hall so that it would reach Mitchell. Can you picture that? Behind Texas Hall, going south. It would have cut Doug Russell Park in half. Would have ruined the park. The shorthorn wrote that story. The neighbors hated it, hated the idea, and for whatever reason, that street never was extended. And of course, there was the tumultuous 1994-95 period where the shorthorn hastened the departure of the president and the provost. I saw Elise Cooper Anthony grow up one afternoon in a meeting with the president and the provost. Dorothy was there, I was there, a couple of others. The message from the president was clear, if indirectly delivered. You kids need to back off. The message was intended to intimidate Elise. It didn't work. Such is the power of a free press, and yet the most transient thing you'll ever find is the newspaper that you hold in your hand. The only things we take from this life are the things we leave behind. And what we took from the shorthorn was each other. I did a speech a couple of months ago. The nice thing about videotaping it is that when you forget the next part, you just stop. And if you don't scratch, you'll pick it up and you'll keep on going. This has been a wonderful time that all of you would come out. Lord Goodman was hoping I would get up here and say, the shorthorn was the product, but the students were the prize. I am alleged to have said that at the last reunion. I hope I did. It's a good line. And the truth of it makes Dorothy Estes and I the richest people in the world. And on this night, our treasure arrayed before us. We want to thank Lloyd, Beth, Francesco, the professional staff, all of the committee people who worked so hard to pull this off. You succeeded at that. Those of you who came long distances, thank you for that. Some of you came a long way to see me. Theo came from the East Coast, Virginia, I believe. Larry Hogue from Virginia, Larry and Ellie. Bruce Meyer from New York, where he has written CBS News for years. It's grand to see all of you. So the night is young. Let the revelry continue. We will meet again. Don't know where, don't know when. Johnny Cash. But we will meet again some shiny day. Good night.